Welcome to Mind Balance Yoga. I'm Dr. Sarah Morrow. I'm a child psychologist and I teach therapeutic yoga. And I offer these classes as a way for people to come into a space of self-care, to learn more about how their brain and body and nervous system work, and to realize where they have choice to try to direct their lives towards optimal wellness. So all of yoga as a physical practice is beneficial. Yoga helps us to become more strong, have better balance, better range of motion and flexibility, and it also benefits all systems of the body. It helps our circulation, our endocrine system, our immune system, our nervous system, all kind of find their balance point where they can function most effectively. But we can take a physical yoga practice and create a therapeutic experience when we bring it into a moving meditation. So when we take yoga and we add in this very intentional awareness practice to try to be mindful throughout the whole practice, then we begin to realize how healing yoga can become. So in mindfulness, it's a simple idea of pausing to notice, to be aware of the body and any sensations that are present, being aware of the breath, and noticing how our breath might change based on our emotions or our stress level. Awareness of the mind and automatic thoughts, including fear and worry and judgment or self-criticism. And to be aware of emotions, to realize how I'm feeling and maybe what's happening for me in this moment. And also how this emotion shows up in body sensation and pattern of thought. And from that point of awareness, we then have a choice. It allows us to realize what is occurring to us in the moment and where we have a choice to redirect and help our experience become more positive. So as we learn how to be aware on the mat, it really helps us go into our lives and practice more awareness in just day-to-day moments as we interact with others, as we deal with stress here and there or frustrations that inevitably arise. And as we become more aware, we become more empowered to see how our automatic impulsive reactions kind of hold us back and where we can pause and choose response, and that can make us feel more in control, more empowered to direct our lives, and help us to have a happier experience of life in general. So as we learn to explore our awareness with kind curiosity, we'll start to see how the body tenses, how our posture changes, how our facial expression might change when we are stressed or upset. And we can shift these things. We can learn to soften through the body, stay open through the heart center, a little smile to the face, these little physical changes that tell the brain, I'm safe right now. We can learn to deepen and regulate the flow of the breath, which also communicates to the nervous system, I'm okay, I don't need to be in a stress response in this moment. We're able to see how the mind thinks and realize that we have a choice in perspective that might feel better and work better. It's really important that we learn to find acceptance of all the things in life that we really can't control and can't change. Appreciation is an ongoing, lifelong practice to see in every moment where we can be grateful. Learning to have compassion towards ourselves, to see ourselves really honestly and clearly, but with a loving acceptance, strengthens us, helps us become more successful in our work, in our relationships. And as we can become more compassionate towards others, life continues to improve. We work towards thoughts around impermanence, realizing things continually change, things that are hard now will not last forever. We try to just anchor our awareness into the present moment instead of dwelling on the past that we can't change or worrying about the future that we likely can't control. So mindful yoga is a method to reduce our experience of suffering in life. And it's akin to the goal of the field of psychology. The field of psychology wants to figure out how human beings work, why we struggle, why we suffer, and where do we have choice to become healthier and happier as human beings. And through mindful yoga, we become stronger and more able to see these patterns, these automatic reactions, and realize we do have choice and that we can direct our lives and even improve our physical health and improve our relationships through intention, through small changes in how we think, how we speak, how we behave, and even how we work with our body. So As we get better at this practice in yoga, it starts to change how we live, and it helps us start to realize each moment as it unfolds that there is a choice to be had. And as we become more aware, we start to really feel well. We start to really notice that we suffer less and life becomes easier. So my hope in these classes is that I can carve out a little time, a little dedicated space for everybody to take care of themselves, to become a little bit more clear in how the mind-body system works, and to understand these little skills, these little choices we can make that can really change a lot of how we experience life. So today is our final regular class. We're going to be doing more relaxation, a little bit more stillness and quiet, just trying to really enhance the mindfulness experience of this class today. So I hope it'll be a nice, enjoyable practice. My main goal in all of my yoga teaching is for yoga to feel good. I don't like to challenge people with poses that are too hard or stressful. I like us to have a nice, gentle hold, move with the breath, smile, and find ease in each transition. And so hopefully each class just kind of feels good. So I'm actually going to have you start our class in Shavasana today. So that's a little bit different. We usually do our centering practice in a sitting meditation pose. But today I'd love for you just to ease onto your back, and maybe you'd like just a really thin blanket under your head for a little cushion, maybe not. But I'd love for you just to come into this full deep relaxation position. I'm going to relocate to my mat so I can start our active practice here today. So as you come onto your back in Shavasana, take a moment here to just feel all the connection in the body. I would recommend that you point your toes and then flex your feet, maybe even roll your ankles a couple times each way. And then after relaxing some of that tension from the legs, let go completely, letting the feet splay out apart. The legs are heavy, completely at ease. And then into the hands, I'd recommend you roll the wrists. Squeeze and open the hands, flex the wrists back and forth. And then from those relaxed hands, let the arms become heavy to the mat, palms facing upward. Walk the shoulder blades in towards each other to help open up the heart center, and slide the shoulder blades down away from the ears. For a moment, you might want to stretch the jaw, maybe squeeze the eyes, and then smooth all effort and tension from the face. As you find full awareness here, I'll ring our singing bowl as our cue to come into our first intentional deep breath. Breathing in from nose to belly. Breathing out, completely emptying the lungs. Feeling the belly rise with inhale. Fall with exhale. And as you close the mouth and choose to breathe only through the nose, begin to slow the breath down. Finding the pause at the top of the inhale and a pause at the bottom of each exhale. Feel the sensation of the breath, air flowing across the nostrils and upper lip, the expansion of the belly and the ribs and the chest with each inhale, the softening with each exhale. Scan through the whole body, aware of the touch points, all the places in which the body is in contact with the support beneath you. Gravity holding you securely to the mat. As you scan through the body, just be curious about sensation. Any areas that feel tense or restless. Areas that feel warm and relaxed. Aware of clothing and air touching the skin. Aware of temperature. Even noticing the heart beating, the sense of energy flowing through the body. And as you breathe in slowly, allow a gentle smile to the face, savoring each breath, grateful for life energy flowing in, sinking deeper into relaxation with each breath out. Noticing any thoughts in the mind and inviting those thoughts to pass by, sweeping the mind clear, bringing our awareness back to the breath and back to the sensations of the body again and again. Take a moment just to notice your emotional place. Not just the surface level emotions, but go a little deeper. Is there anything you're holding? Anything that's been lingering as of lately? And invite that emotion to soften, to dissipate and ease away. Gentle smile to the face, breathing into the heart center. Allowing yourself in this moment to be at ease. Just this. Breathing in, breathing out. Present moment, wonderful moment. Pausing here in stillness and quiet. Aware of the whole body, each breath. Just this. On your next inhale, bring prayer hands to the heart. Exhale, step your feet in together, big toes touch. And inhale, prayer hands are going to float up the midline, hands coming above you. Interlock the fingers and exhale, flip the palms away from the crown of the head. Point the toes low into this heavenly stretch pose. And draw the toes back, reach the big toe ball mounds. And then flex the feet. Press the heels away from you. Draw the toes in towards the shins. Feeling a stretch through the whole back plane of the legs. And then grabbing the right hand, holding the left wrist, pull that left arm up and over a little bit. Just side stretching through the left side body. Breathing into those left side ribs to stretch through the intercostals. And then left hand grabbing the right wrist, up and over, a little tugging onto that right arm. Deep breath into the right side ribs. And then inhale, hands in prayer, feet are engaged. And exhale, prayer hands come down the midline back to the heart. Little smile to the face, set intention. Intend to make this practice a moving meditation, a time to dedicate to getting more and more aware, more skillful at mindfulness. Deep breath in, release the hands, step the feet in. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest, giving yourself a nice big squeeze, nice compression through the belly. You can roll side to side, massaging the low back using just gravity. Little massage into the kidney region. And then inhale, lift the feet up. To exhale, gently rock yourself forward. Knees, feet together, knees come wide into bound angle pose. Inhale and exhale, round the back forward, very gently folding yourself into a resting forward bend. You can energetically push the feet in towards each other, tuck the chin down, and just come into this awareness. Our forward fold's always a way that we practice noticing the whole body, each breath, each thought. Fingertips come down. Inhale, roll yourself up. Bring the knees together and extend the legs out in front. Press the feet actively forward, spread the toes wide, and draw the toes back towards you. Inhale, lift your heart. Find a nice, strong 90-degree angle into the hip joints. Pausing with some engagement to the back of the legs. Inhale, and then exhale. Begin to tilt the pelvis forward, rolling to the front edge of the sitting bones before releasing yourself here, tucking the chin down, releasing the arms to rest to the back of the hands. Closing the eyes and going inward. Softening even the back of the knees. No strain, no effort. Just awareness. And then fingertips come in, roll yourself back up. And then once more, bring the feet into bound angle pose. Hold on to the middle of the shins. Roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chin, and exhale, drop chin to chest, head heavy in the midline. Pause here for a moment. Just allow a gentle stretch to the back of the neck. And then begin to inhale, rolling the left ear to the left shoulder. Drop the right shoulder down away from the ear. You can even tug into that right hand to help pull the right shoulder down. And then breathe into the right side of the neck, the right shoulder region, allowing any tension to soften. You can move your head gently forward and back, just exploring through the right side of the neck. Inhale and exhale, roll chin to chest. Head is heavy in the center. And next, inhale, roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Roll the left shoulder back and down. Tug into that left hand to help pull the left shoulder down. And then easing in here, moving the head forward and back gently. Softening through the face and the jaw. Trying to release any tension that's held into this part of the body where a lot of our emotional stress creates tension. And inhale, exhale, roll the chin back to the chest. And next breath in, roll the head back up. Bringing the hands to the inner knees, step the feet out into wide angle. Actively press through the feet, toes are pointing straight up toward the sky. Rocking forward on those sitting bones, pelvis tilting forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, begin to hinge from the top of the hip crease, coming forward however far, just to access our range of motion here as we stretch to the inner thighs, the inner leg. Soften through the face and the jaw. And then fingertips come in. On an inhale, roll yourself back up. Next breath in, hands will interlock in front of the heart. Exhale, flip the palms away. Press through the hands, stretch the fingers, and inhale, float the arms up. Press through the feet, press through the hands. Core engagement here, holding strength all through the core. Breathe in. Prayer hands. Exhale, float them down to the heart on exhale. And then from here, go ahead and grab to the inner knees, coming into a cross-leg position, bringing your left foot to the outer right hip, and then your right foot stepping either to the shin or across to the thigh of that left leg. Coming into our cross-leg twist, inhale, extend the left arm, lift through the crown of the head, lengthen the spine, and exhale, begin to twist to the right. The elbow or the hand will wrap the right knee. Your right hand presses down behind the right hip to help you lengthen through the back body. Inhale, and then exhale, twisting from the low spine, rotating from the belly. Pull the right knee in towards you. Breathe low into the lungs to feel compression between the belly and the leg. Soften through the face. Inhale, lengthen, hand to the knee, and exhale, unwind, coming forward. Leaning back gently, reversing our feet, so the right foot will step to the outer left hip. The left foot will come either to the shin or stepping across to the outside of that right leg. Inhale, extend the right arm, reach for the crown of the head, and exhale, hand or elbow wraps the knee. Left hand presses down behind the left hip. Inhale, lengthen before exhale, twisting. Pull the belly in as you begin to rotate. Drawing the twist from the low spine on up, turning the head only gently. Really squeeze the left knee in towards you and breathe low to feel the belly push into the leg. Inhale, lengthen, hand to the knee, and exhale, unwind, coming forward. Continue to just cross the legs at mid-shin, coming onto hands and knees, setting up for child's pose. So starting here with big toes touching, sitting back onto the heels, draw the knees apart, inhale, and then exhale, slide yourself out, starting here with a nice stretch to the back body, reaching the hands actively forward, perhaps swaying the hips gently. Coming onto fingertips, inhale, and exhale, walk your hands over to the right side. Bend your right elbow, rest the forehead onto the right arm, and then press those left fingertips down and forward as you reach the left hip back. Breathing here into the left side body, even feeling the breath expand the back ribs. So we use the breath to create gentle stretch, which expands the range of the lungs to receive a full breath. Inhale, and then exhale, walk it back to center, stretch yourself out. Inhale onto fingertips, and exhale, walk the hands to the left. Bend your left arm, rest the forehead onto your left arm. Right fingertips are going to press down and forward actively. Lift the right armpit, reach the right hip back. Breathe deeply. Use the breath to stretch all through the rib cage. And on an inhale, walk the hands back to center. Come forward part way, curl your toes under, and have about maybe 4 to 6 inches between the big toes. Begin to walk your hands in and then lift the knees up off the mat. So we're coming into a modified squat here. We're onto our tiptoes, a few inches between the big toes, and then we're going to hug the knees in and then begin to reach the hands out actively, almost as if in down dog. Pressing down and forward through the hands, squeeze the knees in, tuck the chin down. Breathe low, feel compression into the belly. So we're stretching the toes and the feet, accessing into the hip joints. And then inhale, bring the knees down. Keep those toes curled under. Feel a little bit of stretch all through the arches, sitting back toward the heels. And then release the feet. Inhale. And exhale, slide yourself out into child's pose once more. Pausing here and taking a rest. Feeling the breath. Quieting the mind. And then palms to the mat, hands are shoulder width apart. Inhale, rise to tabletop position. Adjust your feet so that your ankle, knee, and hip are all aligned. From here, inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your heart. Start small and gently with the spine. Exhale, drop your tailbone, pull the belly in, release the crown of the head. Moving at your own breath rhythm, inhale, lift from tailbone to heart. Pause with the breath in. And exhale, pull the belly in, round the back. Pause with the breath out. A few more times at your own pace. Inhale through full spinal extension. And exhale, deep flexion. As we synchronize the movement with the breath, the mind has to be aware. It's a mindfulness practice in and of itself. The next time that you inhale, come back to table, curl your toes under, and inhale, lift your hips up and back to down dog. Start with bent knees for a moment, really focusing on lengthening the spine, lifting the sitting bones up and back, pressing the hands down and forward. Anchor the hands at the base of the pointer finger and make sure the fingers are spread wide. Broaden through the upper arms and the shoulders. And then begin to walk the dog side to side at your own pace. Bending one knee, straightening the other. Begin to gently warm up all through the Achilles and the calf and the hamstring. Make sure the neck is always relaxed in down dog. We're gazing toward the feet. And as you're even side to side, bend your knees, re-lengthen the hips up and back, and then begin to straighten both knees as heels descend. From here on, inhale, float the right leg up high behind you, big stretch in three-leg dog. And exhale, begin to come forward for pigeon, knee to the chest, shoulders over the wrists. Set the right knee down behind the right wrist, and then kick the foot out to the left side toward that left frontal hip. Begin to walk the left knee back. And if you can find your right hip all the way to the mat, that's ideal. But you can also stay sitting up somewhat onto the calf, or you might want to prop a folded blanket right under that outer right thigh. Find a position in that lower right leg that's comfortable to the knee. Try to pull the right hip back and press that left frontal hip forward. Coming onto fingertips, inhale, lifting the heart. Big extension from pubic bone to collarbone. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold from the right hip, coming onto the forearms, releasing here into pigeon pose. You might like to stack the hands or the fists to support the forehead, trying to find complete ease in pigeon pose. Stretch and soften the jaw. Deepen the breath. And imagine deep tension in that right hip, softening and easing with each breath out. Gentle smile to the face. Pausing in awareness in pigeon pose. And inhale, begin to rise up, setting the hands down at shoulder width. Curl the left toes under, walk the knee forward. Right knee comes back to meet the left. Into tabletop position. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the heart. Exhale, pull the belly in, curl those toes under, and then lift the hips up and back, coming back to our down dog. Coming to your full pose with knees straight, heels descending, sitting bones lifting up and back. From here, inhale, float the left leg up high behind you. Big stretch in three-leg dog. And exhale, coming forward, knee to the chest, shoulders over your wrists. Set the left knee down behind the wrist. Kick the left foot out toward the right hip. And then begin to walk the right knee back. Again, find that position of that left lower leg that feels best for you. Possibly propping underneath the left outer hip. Possibly sitting up higher onto the calf. But if you can, bringing that left hip onto the mat. Coming to the fingertips, inhale, lift the heart, extension through the spine here. Deep breath in and exhale, hinge from the left hip as you come onto the forearms. Stacking the hands perhaps to support the forehead. Letting go of all effort here in pigeon pose. Aware of any thoughts in the mind, inviting those thoughts to pass by. Using the breath to ease tension out of the left hip joint. Softening layer by layer with each breath. Holding awareness inward. Next inhale, begin to come up. Set the hands at shoulder width. Curl the right toes under, walk the knee forward, and then bring that left knee back to the right. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the heart. Exhale, pull the belly in, and for a moment, sink it back to child's pose. Completely relaxing here, coming onto the back of the hands, palms are open and relaxed. Taking the knees a little bit wide, sinking in for a rest. The pause between reactive and responsive is the beginning of choice, intention, and skillfulness. Dr. Dan Siegel. The pause between responsive and reactive. Holding awareness here, trying to quiet any thoughts from the mind. Slow the breath. Savoring the present moment here in child's pose. And then bring the hands forward once more. Inhale, rise to table. Curl the toes under, and exhale, lift up and back to down dog. Pause for a breath. Enjoying the benefits of our inversion here as blood flow comes to the brain. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, step or hop feet to the hands. Inhale, swing the spine out, and exhale, forward fold, coming into Uttanasana. Always the invitation to bend the knees gently, to hold onto the elbows, little traction to the back body, or just to sway gently to release any tension. Check that your feet are about 3 or 4 inches apart. Feet are parallel. Release the hands from the mat, but keep the arms active. Little bend in the knees, drop the tailbone down. On an inhale, press through the feet as you begin to come all the way up with strength. Rise and gather, coming all the way to Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, prayer hands come together. Begin to trace hands all the way down the midline, coming to rest at the heart. Pausing here in Anjali Mudra. Aware of all the sensation of the present moment. Little smile to the face as you feel the heart begin to slow. The effort of the breath begin to ease. Releasing hands to your sides, rolling the shoulders back, opening through the heart. Pausing in full awareness. Check that your feet are parallel, just a few inches between the big toes. Inhale, big sun breath, rise, gather. Exhale, begin to bend the hips and the knees deeply. Prayer hands will float down to the heart as if in Utkatasana. Pause with the breath out, release the arms, and inhale, rise all the way up. Smile as fingertips touch, and exhale, bending the knees and hips deeply. Prayer hands come to the heart. Pause with the breath out, sink those hips low, release the arms, and inhale, big breath, smile to the face. And then exhale from here, prayer hands to the heart, hinge from the top of the hips, and then begin to release down into Uttanasana. Standing forward fold. Take a moment here just to allow that blood flow benefit to occur. Feeling sensation shift here in the inversion position. Inhale, look forward. Float your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, bend the left knee, step the right foot back for a high crescent lunge. Adjust your feet so there's a little width between the feet for balance. You want to have a pretty deep lunge where the knee will fall over the ankle. As you feel steady, rise up. Visual focus for balance. So practicing balance, of course, is good for us physically, but it's also conditioning the mind to hold awareness without wavering. Pull the left hip back, press the right frontal hip forward, lift up through that right hamstring, stay high on those back right toes. You can stay here with hands to the hips or else release the arms. And inhale as you lunge more deeply, rise up into crescent lunge. Little heart opening pose here, shoulders relax down away from the ears. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn the hands out, float the hands down. Thumbs will point down as we internally rotate the upper arms. Come to interlock at the low back. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the blades together as you begin to straighten the elbows and lift your hands away from the hips. Stretching through the heart center, reversing that forward curve that is the stress response. Inhale, release the hands to the heart, and exhale, fold from that left hip. Bring the hands to the mat, coming into our high lunge for a moment, and now drop the right knee down into a low lunge position. You can keep those right toes curled under unless you prefer to release to the top of the foot. Plant the right hand under the shoulder, release the left arm, and we're going to twist. Inhale, sweep the left arm all the way up and above you. Big stretch, really rotate from the belly. Hold for a breath. Next, inhale, reach. Exhale, float the left arm down. Come onto the right fingertips as you bring the left elbow onto the knee. Release the right arm and inhale, sweep the right arm forward, up as you begin to open into a modified side angle pose. So really spiral the chest open here, sink the hips low, really feeling a deep opening into that right side body. Inhale, and then exhale, sweep the arm forward and back down. Plant the right hand under the shoulder, release the left arm, and inhale back into our low lunge twist. Here I'll have you lift the back left knee, or the right knee, the back right knee. Really lift through the back of the right leg. Spiral from the belly. Inhale, and exhale, float that left hand all the way back down. From our high lunge here, we'll just slide the left foot back to meet the right, coming into plank pose. Only if you're up for plank today. Always your choice, your option to opt out, to take a rest in child's. Otherwise, we challenge ourselves here in this full body workout position. Lift through the inner thighs, press the heart away from the floor, reach forward through the crown of the head. Breathe through the nose, keeping the face nice and relaxed. Nice job, everyone. If you can keep knees lifted, try to lower with control. Otherwise, bring the knees down. Hug the elbows in as you descend onto the belly. As you come to the mat, release to the tops of your feet. Walk the frontal hips back. Hands are going to stay right under your shoulders. Hug the elbows in and inhale. Coil yourself up into Cobra. Just a baby cobra here, making sure you can maintain that height without pushing into the hands. Press through the outer edges of the feet. Pausing here for a few breaths to strengthen all through the back body. Lift the heart forward. Inhale and exhale. Tuck the chin, roll it down. With control, push through the hands, lift the upper body off the mat, come to table, and then slowly exhale as you sink the hips back to child's pose. Sliding yourself out and relaxing here, letting go of all effort in child's. Holding full awareness. Feeling the heart begin to slow. And the breath begins to ease. Aware of all the sensation in the body. One of the most courageous things you can do is identify yourself. Know who you are, what you believe in, and where you want to go. Sheila Marie Bethel. And from here, reach hands forward actively. Inhale to table, curl toes under, exhale, lift up and back to down dog. Pausing here in this position just for a moment. From here, inhale, float the right leg up high behind you, three-leg dog. Adding in our twist, so we'll bend the knee, bring the heel towards the glutes, and then begin to lift that right knee high as you open up the right outer hip, gazing underneath the right arm. Keep the left shoulder lifting so as we don't collapse into that armpit region. Left heel all the way to the mat, big full body stretch. Inhale, straighten the leg. Begin to square the hips, drop that outer right hip, and exhale, come forward. Knee to chest, shoulders over the wrist, step the right foot down. Setting up for our crescent lunge, second side. So finding enough width between our feet to balance. Beginning to access our visual point of focus for balance, and then standing up. We stay on those left back toes and lift through the hamstring. Pull the right hip back, press the left hip forward. You can stay hands to the hips or release the arms. Inhale, lunge more deeply as arms float up and over. Big stretch through the heart center. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Little smile towards the sunshine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, begin to reach the arms out and down. Point the thumbs down to the mat. Interlock the hands at the low back, but switch your interlock, other thumb on top. Roll the shoulders back and begin to straighten the elbows. Lift the hands away from the hips. Really stretching through the heart center as you come deeply into this crescent lunge. Nice work. Inhale, release the hands. From prayer, inhale, fold from the top of that right hip, exhale, releasing hands down to the mat, finding this high lunge for a moment before releasing your left knee to the mat. Plant the left hand under the shoulder, release the right arm, and inhale, come into our low lunge twist, spiraling from the belly, really opening up through the body. Inhale and exhale. Bring the right elbow to the right knee. Release the left fingertips. Inhale, float that arm forward, all the way up as you begin to spiral open through the chest. Sink the hips low. Breathing into that left side body. Inhale and exhale. Bring that left arm forward and back down. Plant it under the shoulder. Release the right arm, and once more, inhale, twist, curl the left toes under, and lift that left knee off the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, float the right hand back down. Setting up for plank, bring that right foot back to meet the left. Optional to always take a rest. Otherwise, one last challenge here in a plank hold. Reaching up through the inner thighs, reaching back through the heels, breathing through the nose, trying to make sure the face is always relaxed. No signs of distress to the face. Balancing our effort with our self-compassion, coming out at any time. Nice work, everyone. Deep breath in. And exhale with control, bending the elbows, hug the elbows into the side body, coming all the way onto the belly. Releasing to the tops of the feet. Hands are still under the shoulders. Hug the elbows in and inhale, roll up to baby cobra. Maybe you want to go just a little bit higher this time, coming into a little bit more of a back bend. Just pressing through the hands, coming up a little higher. Challenge yourself to hold the pose. Inhale, lift, and exhale, tuck the chin as you roll down. Inhale, use the upper arm strength to push the body off the mat into table. And then a slow exhale as you sink the hips back to child's pose. Letting go here, palms turned up. Completely relaxed. Holding awareness of the present moment. Working to slow the rate of the breath. Deep inhale, feel the belly press into the legs. Pause with the breath in. Slow exhale, feeling the belly contract. Pausing with the breath out. Loving energy into the eyes. Holding awareness of the present moment. Noticing any thoughts that arise and letting them pass by. Back to the breath and back to the body again and again. And then from here, beginning to come back out of that awareness, turning the palms to the mat, hands are shoulder width apart. Inhale, floating up to table, curl toes under, and exhale, lift up and back to down dog, finding your full pose. And then from here, inhale, float your left leg up high behind you in three-leg dog. Begin to open that outer left hip, bend the knee, bringing the left heel towards the glutes, spiraling to gaze underneath the left arm. Keep the right armpit lifted. Big stretch. And inhale, straighten the knee, drop the outer hip, and exhale, begin to come forward, knee to chest, shoulders over the wrist, step the left foot down. Inhale, rock your weight back. To exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, swing the spine out, and exhale, fold, coming into Uttanasana. Pausing here just for a moment. Check that your feet are parallel, just a few inches between the big toes. Releasing all effort of the neck, releasing the arms. Letting go of effort. Inhale, look forward. Swing your arms back, pinkies are high. Exhale, bend your knees and hips deeply. And then inhale, swing the arms all the way forward into our Utkatasana, mighty pose. Shift your weight toward the heels. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Drop your tailbone down and pull your front ribs back. Energetic through the hands, breathing through the nose. Challenging yourself to hold awareness through the challenge, through the sensation of this pose, without the mind reacting, without judging it as good or bad. Nice work. Inhale, rise, big smile. Turn the palms out and exhale, float it down. Slowly coming to settle into Tadasana, mountain pose. Palms forward, shoulders back. Holding awareness of the whole body. Feet grounding down, crown reaching up. Aware of all the effort of the heart and the lungs. All the sensation in the body. Pausing to notice. And on an inhale, coming back out. So each of these transitions is a chance for us to really challenge ourselves to be very aware of the body, the breath, the thoughts in the mind, and be patient just with steady awareness. We're going to start to cool it down and prepare for Shavasana. So if you want to grab any props to be ready for Shavasana, have them within arm's reach. Standing with your feet a little bit wide, toes gently turned out. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift the chin, deep breath in. And exhale, chin to the chest, head heavy, stretch the neck. Inhale, little bend of your knees. As you exhale, roll the shoulders forward and begin to release yourself down, letting gravity carry you forward, notch by notch, stretching through the back as we descend. Rolling down to an Uttanasana position. Finding stillness here for a moment, turning the toes out. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, dropping the hips down into our yoga squat. Possibly hips stay high, trying to bring those hips low with the feet staying on the mat. Elbows to inner knees, hands in prayer, pelvic floor in and up, squeezing between the elbows and knees, lifting the heart nice and tall through the back body. Inhale and exhale, hands come down, lift the hips up, turn the toes forward, back to Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward, turn the toes out, and exhale, squat, dropping the hips low, pelvic floor in and up. Pausing for a complete breath. Inhale, and exhale, hands to the mat, lift the hips up, turn the toes forward. Completely releasing here. Inhale, look forward, turn the toes out, and exhale one last time into our yoga squat. Strong pelvic floor engagement, really lifting through the heart and the shoulders. Nice job. Inhale, and hands come down. Walk the hands behind you just to sit back with control. From here with knees bent, feet to the floor, pulling into the knees, just lengthen all through the front of the body. Releasing your arms, begin to roll it back, descending with control. Moving patiently, resisting gravity. Little by little, coming onto the back body. And then completely releasing onto the back. Walk your shoulders in towards each other. Walk your feet in so that your heels are right behind the hips. Elbows are going to push into the mat as fingers press toward the sky. And inhale, push through the feet, begin to lift through the tailbone and reach those hips up into bridge pose. Setu Bandha. So here the knees might want to splay out. So we try to pull the knees in to keep them in line with those frontal hip bones. We're reaching through those frontal hips, through the top of the legs, pushing our elbows into the mat, lift the heart high, squeeze the knees into the midline, holding for a moment. So another version of an inversion, blood flow coming down the body to the brain, many health benefits tied to this bridge pose. Inhale, lift, and exhale, roll it down onto the back body. From here, take the feet wide to the edges of your mat and reach your arms up above you, somewhat in cactus arms, but even a little bit higher. Inhale, exhale, drop your knees off to the right side. Push through the left foot and feel a nice stretch all through the left side body. You might want to turn your head to the left, away from the knees, and hold here. A version of our windshield wiper twist, but holding and stretching through that side body. Really push through the left foot, lift that left hip high. And then inhale, head to center, knees to center. Deep breath in. And on exhale, drop your knees to the left. Press through the right foot. Really lift all the right side body off the mat. Perhaps turning your head to the right, away from the knees. Holding this side body stretch. Inhale. And exhale, rolling onto the back. Bringing the arms down. Lift your right foot up and cross it onto the left thigh. Inhale. Exhale, lift your left leg off the mat. Weave the hands behind the left thigh into thread the needle pose. Draw the left leg in towards you. Keep the right ankle engaged as you push the right knee out away from you. Coming into a nice hip opener here. And as we've already done pigeon pose and some squatting today, you might find you can go a little deeper here, really pulling that left leg in towards you. Trying to keep the jaw nice and soft as we come into our hip opener poses. Gentle smile to the face. Inhale, set the left foot down. From here, continue to drop the knees off to the right, so the right foot will stay onto the left upper leg. And as the knees fall to the right foot will anchor that left leg. So a little bit like a cross-leg twist, but we have our foot onto that left thigh rather than crossing up higher on the legs. Just feeling a nice stretch into the left side waist, the left low back. Inhale, feet and knees come back to center. Set the right foot down. Pick the left foot up. Cross it on top of the right thigh. Take a breath in. And exhale, lift the right leg off the mat. Weave the hands behind the right thigh. Engage the left ankle. And then draw the right leg in as the left knee presses away. Really relaxing through the left hip. Trying to go deep into this hip stretch. Keep pulling the right leg in as you press the left knee away from you. And then inhale, right foot steps down, leave the left foot where it is, and then drop the legs off to the left side. That left foot will anchor the right knee. Coming into this twist, feeling a nice stretch into the right side waist, the right outer hip. Gentle twist. And then inhale, releasing the left leg down. Knees come back to the center. Deep breath in. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Nice big squeeze. Press the breath completely out. And then elbows to the mat, hands to the outer thighs as your legs come up. And for a moment here, just roll the ankles, encouraging some blood flow down the legs. And then just find complete stillness where the legs can just hover, balanced over the pelvis. The hands just gently rest to the outer thighs to hold the legs steady. This leg inversion usually being our last pose of a class, just to help bring on the relaxation response in the nervous system, helping us maximize our benefits of Shavasana. Deep breath in, and exhale, hug knees into the chest once more, really squeeze the breath out. And inhale, set the feet down, extend the legs. Coming into Shavasana, taking a moment here to prop yourself up however you would enjoy most. I would recommend at least a nice thin blanket under the neck for a little bit of a pillow. Possibly a rolled blanket under the knees or even under the spine, just a way to open through the heart center. You might like a nice warm blanket just to feel more cozy here, or an extra layer of clothing. And then wherever you find yourself, take a moment to square the hips, square the shoulders, walk the shoulder blades in towards the midline. Allow the feet then to splay out, allowing the hips just to externally rotate, turning the palms to face upward. And finding a way to get most comfortable here so you can sink into relaxation. You might like to put a soft cover over the eyes, just a way to help deepen your sense of inner awareness. So taking a moment to really offer these gifts of comfort to yourself. And from here, taking a big deep breath, big release on exhale. fully emptying the lungs. You might want to stretch the jaw. You might even enjoy just a little self-massage to the jawline, under the cheekbones. Imagine smoothing tension away from the forehead and the temples, down the scalp and the back of the neck. Everything softening here. Savor the energy of a gentle smile. Love into the eyes. Imagine breathing directly into the heart center. A beautiful light flowing in with each breath. And as this healing energy comes in, feeling it dissipate and flow out to touch every cell of the body. Become aware of all the touch points in the body. Gravity holding you securely to the earth. Be aware of sensation to the skin from clothing, airflow, temperature, touch. Notice any sounds around you. Bringing curiosity to the present moment. Noticing any smells that come in with each breath. Bringing awareness to any thoughts in the mind. And sweeping the mind clear. Coming back to the present moment again and again. Sinking into deep relaxation. Letting go into stillness. Breathing in, I am aware I am breathing in. Breathing out, I am aware I am breathing out. Breathing in, I am fully aware of the present moment. Breathing out, it is a wonderful moment. Aware of the whole body. Aware of each and every breath. Just this. allowing thoughts to pass by, tuning back in to the present moment. Feeling the belly rise and fall with the breath. Gentle smile to the face. Loving energy to the eyes. Deepen the inhale. Slow the exhale. Aware of the body, aware of each breath. Just this. Begin to deepen the breath. When you breathe in deeply, imagine a beautiful energy flowing in with each inhale, healing and soothing each cell of the body. And now beginning to feel energy come back into the physical body, savoring movement, wiggling the fingers and the toes, squeezing and opening the hands and the feet, rolling the wrists and the ankles. And as if waking up from a deep sleep, inhale, take a big full body stretch, reaching arms high, point toes low. You may like to interlock the hands and flip the palms away from the crown of the head once more, as we did in the beginning of class. You really reach through the big toe ball mounds. And feel free to do any last poses that you think you would enjoy, maybe a gentle twist or a happy baby pose to access the hips once more. And you might like to hug the knees into the chest, squeezing the breath out, perhaps rocking on the back body. And eventually come to roll to your right side. And we pause in right side lying position just for a moment to feel sensation transition, aware of new touch points, shift in circulation, the breath flowing more strongly in the left nostril and out the right. And then from here, using your left hand for support. On an inhale, begin to use hands to press yourself up, rolling the torso up. Let the head come up very last. And then holding awareness inward, find a sitting position to close our practice today. So finding a moment to establish an intentional leg position, either cross-leg or taking the knees a bit wide, aligning the heels with the center of the body. Finding connection through the sitting bones. Rocking forward to level the pelvis. Lengthening upward through the spine. And then rolling the shoulders back and down, softening any effort from the muscular body. And perhaps turning the palms to face up. These open hands symbolizing a receiving of the benefits of our practice, as well as a sending out a wish for wellness to the world. Your life is a sacred journey. It is about change, growth, discovery, transformation, continuously expanding your vision of what is possible, learning to see clearly and deeply, listening to your intuition, taking courageous challenges at every step along the way. You are on the path, exactly where you are meant to be right now. And from here, you can only go forward, shaping your life story into a magnificent tale of triumph and healing, courage and wisdom, a tale of strength and of love. Carolyn Adams. Deep breath in. Exhale, release arms to your sides. On a slow inhale, arms rise, smile and gather beautiful energy. Gazing upward, fingertips touch. And exhale, pull prayer hands down the midline all the way to the heart center, drawing this good energy into your deepest core, your deepest self. Perhaps even tucking the chin to smile inward at your truest self. Grateful for who you are, for the life you've been lucky enough to live, despite the challenges and the struggles. Knowing each day is a gift. Pause here and set your intention. Contemplate how mindfulness could transform your life experience. See yourself at every opportunity bringing in awareness, able to notice the sensation of the body, the flow of the breath, the thoughts in the mind, and the emotions deep inside. See yourself being able to walk through life aware, feeling empowered to choose your response, even in the most difficult of life moments. See yourself able to deepen and slow the breath, to soften tension from the body, bring a smile to the face, and bring your mind towards acceptance and appreciation, compassion, and impermanence. See yourself becoming more and more resilient each time that you remember to pause and notice and choose your response, finding your way to optimal well-being. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale with release. 2 more times. Big full breath with a smile. Exhale, let it go. And 1 more time. Open the eyes as you inhale, drawing in light and energy. And release. Bringing hands back to prayer. Coming to that intention. Proud of yourself for taking this time to take care of yourself, to meet your deepest needs, to become stronger and happier and healthier. Such a pleasure to be able to teach these classes. It's such a pleasure and a blessing to have my yoga community. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today and always. Namaste. And give me just a quick moment to sign off. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today and for being part of this Mind Balance Yoga community and learning process or journey. It's been a pleasure to be able to continue to live stream during this difficult health crisis and keep yoga an active part of our lives and our self-care. So if you weren't able to be here today, please know there's 10 recordings from this spring on a whole bunch of different topics that maybe will be useful as we continue to go through this health crisis and this difficult moment in history that we're all living through together. So always a pleasure. Please take that time for yourself just to pause and notice and realize always where you can choose a response. Continue to love yourself enough to do this. Thank you, everybody.